So at this point, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that MAGGIE is the next legend coming to Apex. It has been everywhere and tons of people have been talking about it. Well, over the last couple of days, we have gotten a few new updates on her and her kit, and I just want to go over those new pieces of data that have come out and then touch on some characters and what their place in the meta is going to be based on how strong MAGGIE is going to be. But before we dive into all these juicy topics, if you guys enjoy this video, please remember to drop a thumbs up. It really helps us out. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that sub button and ring the bell to be notified when we post. Now let's get right back into things and talk about MAGGIE. And we have covered her before on the GameLeap channel, but if you're new here or haven't heard anything about MAGGIE, she has been the next legend confirmed for Season 12. She has files in the game, skydive emotes, and she's also part of the event that will happen on Stormpoint, with her ships clashing with Syndicate ships and crashing on the beach next to Northpad. Well, old leaks from way back in the day had information on a legend called Husaria, and in order to fit the lore of Apex, that is now what MAGGIE has been turned into. With that early information, we also learned what abilities Husaria was going to have, and that included a flashbang tactical. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be making its way into Apex. A while ago, the dev team did confirm that they didn't want traditional flashbangs in Apex as they wouldn't fit the flow of the game, and we saw that demonstrated perfectly with Seer on release. For anyone that didn't have the pleasure of playing against Seer on release, when he threw out his Q, if you were caught in it, you got silenced, any healing was cancelled, you got damaged, not only your location but your health was revealed, and you were also flashbanged, all in one ability. It was very infuriating. That caused a lot of issues with the player base, because on top of everything, it also blinded you. So it does not seem like Apex will have flashbangs anytime soon. But now you may be asking, if Husaria's flashbang isn't what MAGGIE's tactical is, what is it and why am I worried about it? Well, that early information leak that I mentioned included a character named Blisk, and Blisk had a tactical for a throwing knife that dealt damage and marked whoever it hit. And we can make a strong conclusion that this is being added to MAGGIE's kit for two reasons. Number one is the Asu clip shown here.
I'm pretty sure the next character also has a wall hack ability. Could be wrong. Definitely could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I don't want to leak because it was leaked to me. I don't want to leak. Why are you trying to get me to snitch? You an op? That little 39 police officer over here.
So, in that clip, he mentions that there is a wall hack ability, and the wording of marking a target when hit leads me to believe that the throwing knife is a wall hack of some sorts. But that alone is reaching a little bit, so let's talk about reason number two. And if you recall, I mentioned that MAGGIE has skydive emotes in the game files already. Well, those skydive emotes have to do with knives, so it seems like a lot of the character of MAGGIE has knives revolving around it. So it's not that far off that her tactical could be a throwing knife. But now, why would I be worried about this? It seems like just a standard throwing knife. And it's not the knife part that gets me worried, it's the part where it marks anyone it hits. That means we have another wall hack type legend entering the Apex meta, and that means that certain characters like Bangalore, and kind of to an extent Caustic, are going to be countered that much more. A lot of Bangalore players are already at such a disadvantage because of all the scans that are in the game currently, on top of sites like the digital threat. With the current meta, Bloodhound is super strong and it's very rare to not see them on a team right now, so Bangalore players are almost always going into fights with a direct counter to them. And there's also kind of a weird UI bug that's been going around lately where the smoke doesn't show up fully on someone's screen, so they can just see through it, and it's a downside for Bang players because it can lead to you having a false sense of hope with your smokes in a fight. If we have another character that can reveal people in smoke, Bangalore will drop another spot on the tier list, and it sucks that characters that have been in the game since launch are getting no love from the dev team. We have seen this before with characters like Mirage and Pathfinder, where they get them to a point where they are somewhat viable to people who want to main them, then call it a day and start working on another race skin. Mirage has been very underwhelming since launch. His kit really doesn't fit any playstyles in the current meta or even any of the past metas. And Pathfinder has no passive ability. They gave it to every other recon legend, so there's nothing special about his passive and loses an ability for him. But now I do want to clarify something. This can change. With leaks leaked information and community feedback, the devs may try to rework her slightly before launch. That way they can double up on the data they collect and be able to balance her a lot sooner. Or these leaks can be a straight up bait. We have seen Respawn devs do things like this to throw people off, like creating Forge to keep people off the trail of Revenant and then they just killed him. So take this with a slight grain of salt, as until it's in the game everything can change. But now I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you like the idea of Maggie's kit so far? Do you think having another potential scan type legend in the game is healthy, or do you not care because we're getting a new legend? Yay, new season. Let me know down in the comments, and while you're scrolling past, don't forget to like the video and smash that sub button. We do daily, highly educational Apex Legends videos that you do not want to miss out on, so you should also ring that bell. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.